What up, y'all? It's the Jokerz Gallery right here on the Fago Lovers Network. Another edition of 5-Piece coming at you today. It's kind of like the sleepy days of summer, kind of waiting for the next big thing to drop. Of course, it's going to be the Juggalo gathering. I was thinking, since it's kind of a sleepy time, let's talk about the most slept-on songs of all time. Before we get into the list, go ahead and introduce the panel right here beside me. You got the host of the Speak Your Clout podcast, Mr. Mike Sears.
Boy, Mike Sears, too tired for some fucking punches and shit I do. Gokerz Gallery, Bend the Boys, you know what it is, juggalo shit.
Do it for Mike. I do it for Mike.
Down there below, throwing punches. You got the Larry King of the Underground representing Trife Life for life, and LukeTheGoon.com for life. Mr. Luke the Goon.
Yeah, speaking of LukeTheGoon.com, go over there, subscribe to my channel. I'm 5 away from 800 subscribers. By the end of the year, I have a goal of 1,000. So if everybody that watched this video went over and subscribed to my channel, I'd already have 1,200 subscribers. So let's get the numbers up. Big announcement should be on my channel right now. So go peep that shit. And yeah.
It's no longer an announcement of an announcement, as we were talking about with Robbie from the Cody Manson listening party, which, by the way, if you haven't heard that album yet, fucking go out there and bump that new Cody Manson. That shit is fucking dope. I hadn't seen anybody have a negative fucking opinion about it yet, so definitely go out and peep that.
Kicking doors like I'm Jackie Chan. Fire, bro. Shit's fire. I'm banging the fuck out of it.
Oh, yeah. Before we get into the most slept-on songs of all time, we had a couple of viewers check in with the Gang Rags Top 5. We gave our top 5 songs, so pulled a couple of the viewers' top 5, and we'll give them some props on theirs.
Boom. First up, The Warlock. Number 5, B&E, which we had. Number 4, Riding the Whip, which we also had. Number 3, Tokyo Spa, which Mr. Mike Sears had on his. 2, Lights Out. And number 1, Birthday.
I forgot about that song. That birthday, fuck another funeral, right, someone?
Yep. Fuck Another Funeral. Yeah, that's a dope song.
And number 1. We had Mr. DC Fago guy with his 5. Number 5, I'm Back. Number 4, Birthday. Number 3, B&E. Number 2, 3 Evil Wizards. And number 1, Tokyo Spa. And then he said, sorry, Luke, no dead man walking, so I'm about to Darby your ass right now.
If you were here right now, DC, you'd be Darby to not only have a program any longer. I don't think Luke needs any more dead man walking for a while after he walked it out for 8 minutes straight on the past episode.
That was a lot of walking I had to do.
So if you haven't peeped that yet, go check out the Gang Rags Top 5 as it celebrated a birthday. Gave it some props on its birthday. We're going to give some underrated songs some props today. Most slept on songs of all time. Of course, in the underground, I started out at my 5 spot from 2009. Came off the Red Bang Pow Boom. It's Our Hero.
I've been calling, she ain't picking up the phone. It's been 2 weeks now, she ain't been home. I hang on the end and just let it ring. It suddenly picked up and I heard some things. Sound like fucking, everything shook. They somehow fucked the phone off the hook. I can hear my bitch. I'll be out 4 months free to go, but that's too long to let this grow. I'm out the window, I scaled the roof, dodging searchlights and doctor suits. Through the yard quick, over the fence. Fuck the razor while I rip my pants into the river, up the overpass. Rebecca, I'ma kill your ass. Go shag, go shaggy, cow. Go, cow, go, cow. Go shag, go shaggy, cow. And all the other patients said, go shag, go shaggy, cow. Go, cow, go, cow. Go shag, go shaggy, cow.
We join our hero still in his patient pajamas, hiding outside of Rebecca's house in the bushes. He plans to kill her, but he hasn't had any sex himself in over 3 years.
I look through the window, there's Rebecca standing there talking to that fucking pecker. He's about to leave, he slaps her ass out the front door, he walks right past me. I could've killed him, but then I couldn't. He was just getting some netting, who wouldn't? She's the bitch slut who sold me dry. I walk right in, arms open wide. Rebecca, I'm out 4 months early. What up with some of that beaver squirty? We fucked on the couch, she said ouch. I dumped my nuts in a netting pouch. She smiled and said she's glad I'm home. And could I excuse her to use the phone? She was quick to run up on Rick the dick, but couldn't, cause her throat got slit. Go shag, go shaggy, cow. Go, cow, go, cow. Go shag, go shaggy, cow. And all the other patients said, go shag, go shaggy, cow. Go, cow, go, cow. Go shag, go shaggy, cow. Cow, 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 cow.
Our hero is inside fixing himself a ham and bologna sandwich over her dead body. Dodging the headlights, he moves quickly.
Oh fuck, Rick's back with a pack of rubbers. I'm in the kitchen, all in the covers. I low crawl quickly on my hands and knees. I locked the deadbolt, but he had keys. I took a deep breath behind the door. I could've killed him again, but I sped him once more. He was scratching the lotto ticket. The whole time my blade was out ready to stick it. I was out the front before he found it dead. I ran my ass off and stole the moped all the way back to the overpass and through the river, across the grass. I cleared the yard, but this time was hard. That fucking barbed wire almost left me scarred. In through the window, back in bed, in time for breakfast and morning meds. Go Shaggy, go Shaggy, go, 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 go. Go Shaggy, go Shaggy, go. Get on my laptop, homie, say. Go Shaggy, go Shaggy, go, 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 go. Go Shaggy, go Shaggy, go, 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 go.
It's a solo Shaggy 2 Dope song. So right there, you know, I'm already in on that. And the song's just dope as fuck, man. I don't know how it missed the cut for being on every album press. Like I said, you only got it with Red Pop or with the Red Bang Pow Boom. So for that one to not make the album, it just shows you how good fucking Bang Pow Boom was. Even like It's All Over didn't make the fucking full album. Our Hero didn't make the album. So they had so many dope songs at this time. I like the story of it. It's Shaggy like breaking out of a mental institution. And he like goes to his bitch's house, and his bitch is fucking on him while he's locked up. So he like kills her, and the dude that's fucking her while he's locked up happens to come back as he's leaving. The dude that's like fucking her gets arrested for it. Shags makes his way back to the fucking mental ward, and they don't know he ever left. So like he's straight. He fucking got away with it and everything. The fucking melody to it is real dope. It's go Shaggy, go Shaggy, go, go, go. Go Shags, go Shaggy, go. So I'll put Our Hero at the 5 spot from Bang Pow Boom.
The other patient said that shit is banging.
Yeah,
fucking
dope song, man.
My pants. Yeah.
You think of Violent J as the storyteller, but Shaggy was telling a pretty dope fucking story with them lyrics.
Oh yeah. My number 5, you're going to 1997. I got Esham Nervous.
Nervous breakdown. Stress build up. Man, and I'm paranoid, schizophrenic. I just think I'm God. I know I'm God. I'm stressed out like a motherfucker, hand on my heater. I told my bitch to get the fuck on, I don't need her. My mind on my money cause it's coming up show. I just left coat on child support. A witness to a murder but I will not tell, cause most of my niggas in the county jail. Amphetamines make me fiend to stack cream. Niggas on my team be gone off scalene. My hair falling out is turning gray cause I'm stressed. The police want me dead in the warrant for my arrest. I can't do nothing plus the IRS know my telephone number and my home address. This nigga wanna murder me, the bitches say they hate me. My heart been feeling like it bust on me lately. I'm gone in this motherfucker mind, don't know it. The simple situations in life I can't avoid. Niggas out to murder me cause they never heard of me. America's most player hated and underrated. Simply stated, niggas hate it, they wanna test. Punk, you been accused of player hating, so confess. Oh my, know why these niggas hate me so much? It's cause I can't be touched. I'm diabolical, sinister, man, I murder your minister when it's the narcotic, real life product. And I'm stressed out. Breakdown, got a nigga on creep. My pistol be under my pillow every time I sleep. Niggas wanna see me 6 feet under the earth. I wish I was never ever born for what it's worth. Now I got a problem, suicidal in every way. I don't even know if I'ma live another day. Seems like everybody against me on the planet. Niggas can't stand it, I was born a schizophrenic. I see things with my eyes that ain't there, knowing it ain't fair, raised not to care. How could you wanna be me when nigga you don't know me? Every day I'm stressed out and unholy. A homicidal recital is what I write. So suckers get suicidal inside of a mic. Nigga, what motherfucker you know with a breath. Every time they say my name, niggas scared to death. My name sparks fear in the hearts of punks and hoes. Resurrect my intellect and I arose. Suppose you knew how I was, you wouldn't guess. I need professional help because I'm stressed. Stressed the fuck out.
Of Bruce Wayne, Gotham City, 1987. Man, when you think about Esham, you think of closed casket, you think of Kill the Fetus, Dead Flowers. No one talks about Bruce Wayne. I love Bruce Wayne. Got wicked shit in there, but it's more that get money gangster shit, you know? But this shit's like some just about paranoia, being stressed out and shit. It got that Audio 2 sample that stop scheming and looking hard. Fire. Esham's like, I need help because I'm stressed. Stressed the fuck out. Dog, classic. Look up Esham Nervous of Bruce Wayne if you never heard it. Yeah, I had to put that up there in my 5 spot. Banging.
I always wonder why that never gets talked about as much as the other Esham albums. I guess, like you said, it's not as much wicked shit, but I mean, it's still there. It's not like he went fucking Christian. It's still there.
That's his last like super classic album. My eyes is Bruce Wayne.
All right, my number 5. You guys picked a lot of older songs. All my songs are almost newer songs. So my number 5, in my opinion, it's underrated, is AXC's When Tombs Creek Open, featuring Slasher Dave.
The smell of fear ain't coincidental, cousin. This time of year is sentimental or something that's instrumental is bumping like pimples on pumpkins. So listen up, just follow simple instruction. Cut a head off, hollow it out. Replace the teeth with candles in its mouth. Now place it on the porch, put a flame to the wicks. Now your Halloween decor staying lit as if you gave a shit. With me, I gotta take it serious, imperious. I'm mystified by the mysterious in this the night. I've been fearing it's all Hallows Eve. Kind of hard to explain, but let me see. My victims, I killed them, and ever since back then, every Halloween they return to extract revenge. Pumpkins brightly lit all the way around the house line. But no jack-o'-lantern can save me tonight. Beware, Halloween is here. Tombs creep open and the dead appear. You can make sure it's bright. No jack-o'-lantern can save you tonight. Beware, Halloween is here. Tombs creep open and the dead appear. You can make sure it's bright. No jack-o'-lantern can save you tonight. 31 bloody bodies discovered in plastic wrap. When I'm speaking to you tonight inside the house where it happened, this year's a little different. There's no time for trick-or-treating because on this very night it's like the barrier is weakened. Let me tell you a secret. I've been haunted in my dreams by a bitch I killed with a wrench outside of a Walgreens. She whispers to me secret sounds crazy when I say it with the aid of witchcraft. They can be reanimated, and honestly you're special. That's why I brought you here. Your body is a vessel that the spirits come and did. It isn't very clear. Shut the fuck up and listen close. The runner in the cage is the wailing of the ghost. I think I slay a throw while you bought for rappers watching black from the open room. The cleanup is a hassle. If you stand and set tonight, you'll be sorry. Cause next year you're the guest of honor at my Halloween party. Halloween is here. Tombs creep open and the dead appear. You can make sure it's bright. No jack-o'-lantern can save you tonight. Beware, Halloween is here. Tombs creep open and the dead appear. You can make sure it's bright. No jack-o'-lantern can save you tonight.
I think maybe because it's a Halloween song, it doesn't really get brought up as much. I think I brought it up on this show, but I fucking love that track. Slasher Dave like kills it on the hook, like with the witch voice and shit. It's just a dope ass track that, like I said, I think because it's a Halloween song, doesn't get as much play otherwise. But I'll bump that song all year long because I like that track so much. So yeah, I had to put that song on here.
I think they still got the CD single up on Zulmart of that available.
Yeah.
So if anybody liked what they heard, pick that shit up, pick up the single over at Zulmart. I'll move it up to the 4 spot. This song is super dope, man. And like, it's been released twice and it was on 2 albums that didn't really get national releases. It's going to be The Amazing Maze.
Ferris wheels and bumper cars are fun, but those rides just aren't for everyone. Bought my ticket, I'ma have a run in the maze. If I don't come back out right away, give me time at least a half a day. Don't just leave me lost and thrown away in the maze.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jeff Nipple.
And I'm Jimbo Jism.
Welcome to the Dark Carnival's Amazing Maze.
Over 5,000 ways to get in and no way out.
Let's meet today's volunteer. This is Rick.
We like to call him Rick the Dick.
Dickface here is a wealthy entrepreneur who smacks his wife around and buys his way in and out of everything.
Let's see how Mr. Tough Guy fares up in the Amazing Maze.
What up, bitch? I'm Valentine. I'll be a guide for the day. Okay? Good. Got mad doors and mad floors. Hallways, carways, walls for days. Make a left just before you make your right. And your left should be to your right if your left's right. Right? Good. Begin the show. Go ahead, boy, and open up the first door. Welcome to a theatrical thriller. Meet Jack Doobie, a serial killer with a chainsaw. He takes your arm at the elbow. You get it back if you make it out, though. Ain't no use crying all day. You need to take a bitch ass back down the hallway. You gotta be a man, at least you learn everything you get in the maze you find. Keep running, time's a ticking on the clock. You might wanna tie that stump up with a sock. Turn right, it might look the same, but you're making tracks to the room of thumbtacks. This really ain't shit. About 1 million taps and the room spins a bit. If you stay on your feet, you'll be okay. Oh, let me get out of your way.
Oh boy, Rick the Dick's in a bit of a jam there, Jeff.
That's right, Jimbo. He looks like a rag doll flipping and spinning like that.
You can always witness spectacles truly amazing within the Amazing Maze.
Let's see where else Rick's adventures will lead the little dick wipe.
So you got a few tacks in your balls. Pick them all out and head right back down the halls. What's this? Dead end, door's locked. It's a long way back, just knock. Oh, should've turned around, no doubt. Ain't nothing that we gotta sit and argue about. Keep going, make a left, right, left. Now run straight ahead some more. Open up the door.
Sheets, nice breeze, relax, ninja, take it with ease. The maze is a place of magic, many surprises. Your dick rises, late down, expect the best. In comes your lover with a hairy chest.
Hello, sexy, I'm Grim Love. Let me have a look at your milk dud.
Oh shit, you fell for that? I ain't gonna tell you got your O-ring tapped. All that dissing of the opposite sex. And look who just got their butthole flexed. Wait, what's that? The walls are closing in. Fuck that! Hurry! Run for your life! Oh, he'll be alright.
It was on The Pendulum, and then it was on Psychopathics from Outer Space, like two albums that are hard to find. And this is like Joker card material, in my opinion. It's like a game show that, you know, bigots go on and fucking get fucked up. It reminds me of The Running Man, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It always reminded me of The Running Man. And it's just infectious as shit whenever it comes on. It catches your attention right away. And like I said, it's on like 2 albums that are hard to find. The Tempest, which you got to either have the comic that it came out in, or you got to buy the fucking graphic novel that's hard to find, or Psychopathics from Outer Space. So I'll put Amazing Maze at the 4 spot.
Wheels and bumper cars are fun.
But those rides just aren't for everyone.
In the maze, fire, classic.
It's the Juggalo Running Man.
Facts. Number 4, going to 2003. I think this might have been recorded for Shangri-La. I got ICP, Under the Big Top.
Wicked clowns are invading you. I'm Violent J, Papa Killjoy, I can't be fixed. I'm a crooked ass clown with some filthy tricks. I kill hot bitches out they butt, I grow weed plants. So every time I hit the blunt, it's like I'm hitting that ass. And I'm Shaggy, throwing heads in the air by the hair. I bounce them off my heels so people cough their meals. I kick heads like soccer balls or do tricks with them. I get hotter than a globe, try to twirl them and spin them. I'm sick with it with a sword, I can balance and stand on it. Killed many men, one swing in the end. I'm so quick you won't see shit but the guy's eyes wiggling. And me in the Bruce Lee stance giggling. I rob liquor stores at night when the workers are tired. I run up in that bitch swinging chainsaws on fire. And I can balance on a bone with juggling all your limbs. While the rest of you is chained up in a chair watching him under the big top. So many tricks to show you, so many freak shows to go to, so many eyeballs to throw you, so you're quick to drop under the big top. It's wicked shit we flow to, so many dead souls we go to. Inside Hell's Pit they throw you, let the fire get get to know you.
Violent J here, the man that can end your life and then wear your slippers and fuck your wife. You get a pie in the face, a fucking pie in the face. You get cut up and sent to your mama in a suitcase.
Bitch, I'm Shaggy, clear out of my squares. I ride a bike backwards in my underwear. I tell human stories to ghosts and I dead the awake. Plus I'm trapped in the other side of the mirror, I think.
25 chairs stacked up, I'm on the top, fucking balancing on my head, about to drop. And I'm holding up a bear on my foot that's juggling. All 6 in a mix, will this be the end?
This'll be the end of my dick up in another bitch's ass. Wicked clowns will make the wicked shit last. Then I kick your dick's ass, trying to stop the shit. Ice pick to your temple and pop your shit under the big top.
So many tricks to show, so many freak shows to go to, so many eyeballs to throw you, so you're quick to drop under the big top. It's wicked shit we flow to, so many dead souls we go through. Inside Hell's Pit they throw you, let the fire get to know you. I'm Violent J, the juggler, the pillow-faced smuggler. You recognize my voice, I'm in a ski mask mugging you. I can walk on stilts 900 feet high and then drop a dart down straight into your eye.
Well, I'm Shaggy Shags, I went from rags to rags, and I receive many meals out your garbage bags. I can do backflips all the way up a wall, swinging the axe. That was the last thing that you saw.
I can slit your throat from across the room, throwing a Joker's card under the light of the moon, and then I hook my feet into your swinging ceiling fan with 2 swords and yell for everybody else to come in.
You can split me in the middle and saw straight down. You have 2 one-legged halves of me jumping around. If you cut them in half, you have 4 of us fuckers. My limbs all crawling and attacking like brothers.
Under the big top. So many tricks to show, so many freak shows to go to, so many eyeballs to throw you, so you're quick to drop under the big top. It's wicked shit we flow to, so many dead souls we go through. Inside Hell's Pit they throw you, let the fire get to know you under the big top.
Bro, Jay and Shags going back and forth trading bars. Shit is hard. They kill it. Shags like, put the ice pick to your temple straight, pop your shit. Dog, fire. You never hit under the big top? Slap yourself, man. And then go go to streaming and find Psychopacks from Outer Space 2. It's on there. Under the big top. Fire. Like, my favorite Jay voice is like 97 and 99. But lyrically, his best was that Shangri-La period, I think. He says so many punchlines and shit on that era, yeah.
He just started smoking weed, man. His fucking brain was wide the fuck open. He's hearing musically different and shit.
But Shags, bro. Oh, he killed that shit. Nasty. They both did. So under the big top, 03 off Psychopacks from Outer Space 2. Number 4.
Does it say in the booklet when that was recorded? If it was recorded for Shangri-La or anything? Because I've never.
I haven't looked at that booklet in years, you know.
Because I've never heard like officially where that song was supposed to be, and then ended up on like a rarities or whatever.
Sounds just like the Shangri-La era, because it came out a year after Shangri-La too. So.
Yeah.
All right, my number 4 is actually from a somewhat slept-on artist, and he's never been mentioned on the show ever before. I've got Dean's Deadite from his record Monster Vision.
Ancient evil flowing like a babbling brook. Screaming here, what do you no good?
No good. We're feeding upon the dark thoughts in your mind. Inside attacking you from every side. Sanity leaks you, you're begging for help, but only your friends will stay hard for your belt. Cut your tendons to the bone and rip your jaw off. Put it to your woman's stone. Blast with the sawed off.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you.
We're gonna get you.
Swallow your soul. Swallow your soul.
Swallow your soul. Dead by dawn. Dead by dawn. Possessing the bodies of unwilling hosts. More than a demon, I'm centuries old. We are the hive, we're rotting alive. See it demise in the whites of my eyes. Dead by dawn. Dead by dawn. Swallow your soul the Kandarian wave, leaving your body to rot and decay. We are the hive, we're running alive.
favorite song that he's done. The music video is super fucking dope, featuring Nicotine Green, you'll never find Nicotine Green on anything else other than Dean's shit. They did this really cool thing with the video where they like slowed it down and then like sped it up, and it's got like the movie Evil Dead. It's like some real manic shit. And the song, you know, it's basically what you'd expect. Like they're Deadites and they're fucking. It's really fucking dope. They've got the Necronomicon and shit. Super slept on. Probably the least listened to song that we're gonna say in the entire list. But I think it's super fucking dope, so I had to put it on my list. Yeah, Deadite by Dean.
I think he was one that came out of Camp Zula, and a lot of people talk about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's more known in the Xuligan circle, kind of gaining some traction there.
Speaking of the Xuligan circle, I'll move it up to the 3 spot. Came off album that's not available anymore. Super Dude's crooning the tunes to be Creep.
You know, girl, when I walk into the Speedway and I see you looking all trashy in that black and blue work shirt, it make me want to put in that work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back around 7:30 a.m. When you're taking the trash out by the dumpster, I'ma scoop your ass up, tie your ass up, and throw you in the trunk. Cause you know how we do. Gotta keep that viewership up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just ignore the mask, I promise I'm a gentleman. I come off sort of brash, but there's no need to be hesitant. Yo, plus I got a hoard of cash waiting on the settlement. Forget over what, just know it's due to lack of evidence. But tell me about you, wanna see what I don't know. Like what do you do, and when do you typically go home? And I bet you like to view what I've been filming on GoPro. Would see the color drain from your body just like a snow cone. But gotta say you looking banging in them tight pants. Plenty of Polaroids connected by kite strands and spread all over the interior of my white van. And I know you didn't ask, but I'm hung like a mic stand. But tell me about you, what do you like to do? You wanna fuck, you screaming? I just thought you was cute, and that's really fucking rude. Yo, it's super unattractive, and I see what you gonna do is take a seat up on that cactus. You're fucking cruel.
Yeah, I eviscerate your man with the chainsaw, rolling out with your mouth all gagged up for show. Oh, so I creep. Yeah, fuck you with the camera on for the deep web. Got a couple 100,000 followers on my show. Whoa, whoa.
What up, girl? I met you on the internet. You're looking super cute and your breath tastes like winter fresh. Is that your man's? Has he even bought you dinner yet? That doesn't even matter, cause you're gonna play my victim next. I seen you both jogging up in the park. Don't you know that it's against the rules to play after dark? You don't need to grab his hands, bitch, I'll pull you apart. After zapping and attacking you with stun guns to start. Come here, cunt, kiss this claw for a rag. Don't struggle, that's the worst, and pretentious and sad. Gotta cuddle kinda close, cause that thunderstorm's bad. And you're snuggled with the pro, I'm the best that you had. Run, rabbit, run, bitch, I love to give chase. With the pace of Jason, basically there ain't no escape. I hate to say it, but my patience and untrustworthy face equates to massive pain and trauma that you're trying to remain.
Kidnapping creep. Yeah, I eviscerate your man with a chainsaw, rolling out with your mouth all gagged up for show. Oh, so I creep. Yeah, fuck you with the camera on for the deep web. Got a couple 100,000 followers on my show. Whoa, whoa.
Super famous Fun Time Guys cover of TLC's classic song, and it's basically, you know, TLC's is about like creeping on like the person you're dating, like you're fucking somebody else behind their back. This is like Fun Time's version of it is creeping up on somebody and kidnapping them. Like the chorus of kidnapping creep. So like it's just a totally different fucking spin on creep. It's not about like cheating on somebody. It's literally about fucking kidnapping bitches. It's funny as shit. It's not really heard that much because I think like the only place you can listen to it, unless like you contact one of them and get them to send it to you, is fucking YouTube. It's not on streaming or anything like that, and it's a really fun listen. The whole album's fun. It's got Captain Cocaine on it. It's got the This Is How We Do It fucking cover. I hope they make another one of those. I kind of hope that the Croonin' the Tunes is like the Forgotten Freshness series that Super Famous does, because I love that album and it gets slept on. Most of the Super Famous fans that I know, whenever I bring up one of the songs from that album, they don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I think it definitely can be called slept on whenever actual fans of Super Famous don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'll put Creep by Super Famous at the 3 spot.
I love the original song. I love that song.
I think if you find it on YouTube, I think in the description of the video they have a download link for the whole record. So if you like just find one of the videos, they'll have like a download for the whole, so you can download the whole album if you need it.
I'm gonna do my mic impression here. Press some more fucking CDs of it. Fuck, download it. I want to have the fucking CD. Press some more fucking CDs up.
Complete the collection, yo.
Straight up.
All right, number 3 at the 3 spot. We're going to 2004. Counting Grundy, Legend and Homie. Shotgun.
Everybody get your shotgun, double barrel sword up, stay strapped, homie, this shit is about to pop up. B.I.B.A.T. from way back in the day. With that, I don't give a fuck about your set type mentality. I shoot you in the day, like my heater stay on toes. And Grundy build a casket for you, soon as you a ghost. I got an itchy trigger finger, and I'm scratching like a DJ. 15 shells in my pocket, who wanna see me? Khaki stay on full, brew ice cold. And my homeboy rapping to a chicken that he know it come a call up the street, rolling real slow. We don't wanna be baby G, hanging out the window, looking close like he knows me. Buck set, buck socks, splattered his ass all over homies upholstery, trying to play me closely, but my approach be buck 'em all till they fall with my shotgun.
Shotgun, double barrel sawed off, stay strapped, homie, this shit is about to pop off. B.I.B.A.T. from way back in the day. With that, I don't give a fuck about your set type mentality. Shotgun, double barrel sawed off, stay strapped, homie, this shit is about to pop off. B.I.B.A.T. from way back in the day. With that, I don't give a fuck about your set time mentality.
If I keep myself alive, something just might happen, like my gun clapping or a motherfucker's head cracking. My nerves are shot, I'm sweaty and hot, always shaking, looking just like Michael J. Fox. Save me, help me, take me out this mind frame. What I done jumping on you hoes, cause I'm insane. Me and Colton be getting Grundy in the hood, knocking down your doorway, jacking on your goods. Look into the barrel of my shotgun, watch yourself. Fucking with me is just bad for your health. So when you see me coming, best be thinking whether you wanna live or die, because my anger's increasing, so watch out. Cause we ain't playing pimp, move the fuck over. All up in our face, acting like we know ya. But if you really wanna get that close, then prepare yourself to be filled with hoes.
Shotgun, double barrel sawed off, stay strapped, homie, this shit is about to pop off. B.I.B.A.T. from way back in the day. With that, I don't give a fuck about your set type mentality. Shotgun, double barrel sawed off, stay strapped, homie, this shit is about to pop off. B.I.B.A.T. from way back in the day. With that, I don't give a fuck about your set time mentality. Sawed off shotgun and I'm about to dump, sipping on some syrup, speakers on bump, cruising down 7 Mile, cash better pal. You think my shotgun won't blast better foul? I'm all cheddar style, throw your body off Belle Isle Bridge. Don't push me cause I'm over the edge. Ben fell off the ledge with a hole in my head. Only reason Colton Grundy see me cause he been dead. Boy, I'm nothing to play with. My shotgun murdered 9 federal agents. I kill them all ages, bloodstained the front pages. This shit is outrageous. Me blazing ABK, need to be locked in cages. Police been after me, I cause a catastrophe. All because my shotgun said blasphemy. Now another shotgun casualty. Shotgun, double barrel sawed off, stay strapped, homie, this shit is about to pop off. B.I.B.A.T. from way back in the day. With that, I don't give a fuck about your set type mentality. Shotgun, double barrel sawed off, stay strapped, homie, this shit is about to pop off. B.I.B.A.T. from way back in the day. With that, I don't give a fuck about your set time mentality.
Featuring ABK, Esham, J Madrox. Madrox sounds so dope in that chorus, bro. That shit is hard. Esham kills it. Shotgun said blasphemy. Killer comes through with a dope verse. Blaze, though. Oh, man. My homeboy rapping to some chicken that he know. That shit is hard. Double barrel sawed off. Yeah, that shit's hard, bro. You don't like that shit? Smack yourself, bro. Yeah. Shotgun. Everyone knows about One Less G and the self-titled record. Even talk about Gray gets more love, but yeah. Shotgun, fire, bro. Yeah.
I think Colton Grundy is definitely his most slept on album for sure. Like you talked about, even like gang, other than like his M&E stuff, like even Gang Rags gets more pub than Colton did, and I think Colton Grundy's fucking dope, man. It's got that old school Blaze fucking voice to it. So yeah, whenever you set off Colton Grundy, I like smiled because like, yeah, that album was fucking criminally underrated. So it's dope. We got some love.
Yeah, Colton takes a diarrhea shit all over fucking Gang Rags. I love Colton Grundy. It's hard.
All right, my number 3 is from one of my favorite old school, maybe not old school, but it's Cage with actually a new song called Ritual off of one of his new records called Death Miracles. Now, if you know me, you know I love Movies for the Blind that Cage did. It's a fucking masterpiece, one of my top 3 records of all time. But he like started doing like horrorcore kind of stuff, and most of it's like, but this Ritual song is fucking dope as hell. Like the chorus is really cool. Like, I just came back from a ritual, dressed in all black. It's habitual. Like, it's really fucking dope. I love that fucking song, and I feel like it's kind of like a diamond in the rough. So it kind of doesn't get heard, and especially in this scene, like, you know, nobody's really looking at like, you know, Cage's like horrorcore records. So I had to put that one on my list because it's like one of his new songs that I really, really fucking like.
I thought it became whack as fuck after Hell's Winter. I got to give that a listen then.
Yeah, well, at least that song, you know, that song for sure.
He ain't co-signing the whole album, just that song. Move it up to the 2 spot. It's going to be off of Hidden Stash 3 by Cottonmouth Kings. It's called Still Smoking.
It's 10 years later and the shit never changed. You know Johnny Rip the daddy ain't insane. The OG dogs of the Cottonmouth King. Cottonmouth King. We don't give a fuck what you think. We still smoking, still talking. 10 years in the game. We still smoking, we talking. Yelling out Cottonmouth Kings. We high, so high. We're puffing on different strains. We high, stay high. And ain't nothing gonna change. You never hear this shit right here. Got St. Dog, X-Smoke, motherfucking Johnny Richter rapping on the same track, smoking on the same bowl, rolling all the old streets, fucking all them old hoes.
Yo, that's the intro, Rick Rock on the flow. OG chemistry, you know this gonna blow straight through the roof. Get those stereo stomping for your house and your car. Yo, here's something.
This shit's bound to be the sub-noise banger of the year. With the beat-down ballers, kicking flavor in the ear. We used to run around the corners, underage alcoholics with fake IDs, and you know they were flawless.
You know they all wanna kick, back with the click, chill with the keys, get higher than shit, blow smoke with low, pop lock with pop, take a picture with Rick, then I'm X and Y, yeah.
Still smoking, still talking, 10 years in the game. We still smoking, we talking, yelling out Cottonmouth Kings. We high, so high, we're puffing on different strains. We high, stay high, and ain't nothing gonna change. But I'm always stay blasted, double dash. I keep it smoked out with this big ball of hash. Keep my joint lit, got the beer and ice. The homie stays back and the flow sounds nice. Like old times, we doing it again. The beat-time bars let the games begin. Back on the same track, got Judge on the hook. That OG sober shit, bitch, give a fuck. This is Extra X, I'm the next come blasted. Everlasting, mics left in ashes, burned to a crisp. Too hot to handle, hot off the press like a Hollywood scandal. Extra, extra, read all about it. OG soldier, my memory's clouded. Too many miles, late nights and bone rips. I'm the king of all kings, bitch, don't even trip. Still smoking, still talking, 10 years in the game. We still smoking, we talking, yelling out Cottonmouth Kings. We high, so high, we're puffing on different strains. We high, stay high, and ain't nothing gonna change. We high, so high, we higher than higher than higher than high. We high, stay high, and we still ain't on the cover of High Times.
Addictive like a pill. Come to the show, get your fix, know you will. Be up in some noise, catch me hanging my hat. It's good to be home straight, suburban my track.
We got big sex tracks and a never-ending supply of beats, rhymes, and we can keep your mind and your body high. It was bound to happen, now we all sitting back, laughing, dipping in and out of traffic, yes, and now y'all can have it.
Southern North Side, we don't stand high. 10 years later, no time is do or die. We still getting drunk, still smoking skunk. Put shit down, bitch, we don't give a fuck. I'm on some pimp shit, bitch. You know we always stay lit. We ain't taking no shit. 10 years deep, we still can't click. Still smoking, still talking. 10 years in the game. We still smoking, we talking. Yelling out cottonmouth kings. We high, so high. We're puffing on different strains. We high, stay high. And ain't nothing gonna change.
Suburban noise, y'all. Fuck what you heard. Sing Doggy's back. Yeah, grab your pipe and your sack. Come out, King, sing Dizzle. 06, some noise tribe, some noise soldiers. Thought I told you, motherfucker, grab the doja. We taking over. Booyah.
It's the only Cottonmouth Kings track that I know of that was recorded that had Saint Dog in it after Saint Dog was kicked out of the group. It came out in, I think, 2003, right around that era. But like, it was up until that time, it was the only time you ever heard Richter, Saint, and Loke all together. And the song's so fucking good. Like, you hear that song and you're like, God damn, it sucks that these three didn't make a fucking Cottonmouth Kings album together until way later. And Richter wasn't even an official part of the fucking Cottonmouth Kings whenever that album came out. But this one is the one that everybody was waiting for, man. Like, everybody's favorite fucking Cottonmouth King member was Saint. I don't know anybody's favorite Cottonmouth member wasn't Saint back in the day. And as soon as he left, like, everybody was waiting for Saint to come back. And then he started working with SRH again, and he did his own fucking solo shit. So, like, you know, he's at least working with them. So, like, the rumblings and, you know, people are like, you know, he's back. Maybe he'll fucking get in with the Cottonmouth Kings. And then they put out Hidden Stash 3, and it's got this fucking song on it called Still Smoking. And it's fucking Saint Dog, Johnny Richter, and D-Lo. Just sounds like a fucking trip back to 1998 for Royal Highness as soon as you hear this shit. So it just makes me always fucking so pissed that we didn't get that fucking Cottonmouth Kings album in 2004 with Saint on it. But I'm glad we got one song, and if anybody's sleeping on it, they don't need to be sleeping on it. It's called Still Smoking. Peep that shit out.
I'll have to check that out. You know, I like that old school fucking Cottonmouth King shit, so.
Yeah, Saint's even got that Royal Highness Saint voice and everything, man. It sounds like it could have been, it wasn't, but it sounds like it could have been recorded from the Royal Highness sessions. It's dope.
Hell yeah.
All right, my number 2 spot, we're taking it to 1998. Shame this fucking artist didn't have a full-length record on Psychopathic Records. Misery with Stimulated Dome.
Perspective is to analyze every situation. The family died, put my mind in isolation. I be facing nightmares, fed cause the dead, yo, they saying that I'm right there. Tried to wake, but I can't see where I'm at. Finally break, then I'm relaxing on the dime sack. The crimes I did way back, in my mind is played back over and over. That's the reason that I'm never sober. 22, the skinny broke bummy man. It's all good nowadays, I got money plans. The time I'm wasting up in this occupation got me talking bones in my crib, steady pacing. Look for my homies, but they already getting high. Caught in the struggle, maintaining, trying to get by. Ready to die when that happens, recognize I told ya. Go all out, even if you're coming soldiers. I wake up and sleep with the L. Write rhymes with the L, but never take a L. So let my mind start the elevation. Portions of the raw shit, got the players huddle screaming forfeit. Let my mind start to elevate, generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulated dome. Let my mind start to elevate, generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulated dome. Let my mind start to elevate, generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulated dome. Let my mind start to elevate. No retreat, no surrender. My mind's caught up in this blender. Don't fit contenders, them the greatest pretenders, dear mama. Then they built this determination, cause you're my latest, my greatest inspiration. Some tried to decease the kid. You got the pie, but I only want a piece of it. Teach the kid, I learned my lessons in the schoolyard, and never walked around thinking that I'm too hard. It's too hard, I just chill and keep my game strong. If it's on, then it's on, nigga, bring it on. Whatever happened, it just happened, yo, the end of that. If I survive, then I'm lied on the junkie black. Think of my mama, tired of the working hard. There's a lot of shit that forced me not to worship God, the creator. mind's twisted like Keith. No disbelief, I got my eyes open on the streets. Where's the beef? Yo, I'm coming as the butcher. Yo, shook ya? Yo, on the shelf is where I put ya. Let my mind start to elevate. Generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulate it down. Let my mind start to elevate. Generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulate it down. Let my mind start to elevate. Generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulate it down. Let my mind start to elevate. Elevate, 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 elevate. Let my mind start to elevate. Generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulate it down. Let my mind start to elevate. Generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulate it down. Let my mind start to elevate. Generate thoughts that penetrate, stimulate it down. Let my mind start to elevate. Elevate, elevate, elevate. Stimulate it down. Stimulate it down. Stimulate it down. Let my mind start to elevate. Stimulate it down. Let my mind start to elevate. Let my mind start to elevate. Stimulate it down.
Off La Parala Isla. Love that shit. Watch your mind start to elevate. Just sit back and smoke a blunt, man. That's what it's basically saying, you know. It's fucking boom bap shit. It's amazing. Love this song. One of my favorite songs of all time within any genre. I love Stimulated Dome. So fucking good. So that's my number 2. Misery Stimulated Dome with that Parala Isla.
Yeah, underrated artist for sure. Underrated song, underrated artist. I don't think he would have been underrated if that fucking Four Faces and Nene would have actually came out like it was supposed to. Because, like you said, that EP is so fucking good. I like every song on that EP. It's not just Stimulated Dome. Every fucking song on that shit's good. So,
Everything's good.
and
Title
like,
track, fucking.
and he was like, he's dope as fuck, man. He was always like the crazy one in the fight story, stabbing motherfuckers with box cutters and shit, pouring coffee on them. So, like, I think Misery would have fit in really fucking well with the Juggalos and shit, man. I wish he would have put that fucking Four Faces and Nene out. And I don't know if any of his shit would have been slept on. I think if that would have came out, he might be at the same level Twiztid is right now.
Yeah, man. He's the wild Puerto Rican dude from the Bronx, you know.
Killed it on Riders, the first
Oh,
Riders
yeah.
album.
Fuck yeah. What the fuck's his name on Riders, man? Twin Gats?
Twin Gats.
Yeah.
These guys talk about Misery all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Backstage, it's a Misery Parala Isla always fucking comes up. So
There's a Misery song to the Hound Dogs beat. I think it was Roan sent us. It's dope too, but I had never heard until then, man.
Dr. Giggles? That's called?
Yeah, that was supposed to be on that fucking his LP.
No.
all right, my number 2 comes from one of my favorite groups recently, and I've brought up this song before on a show before. It's Fams and the Hooligans, Ghosts, off of the record The Two.
It's been a while since I let it shine. Like I left my smile somewhere along the line. Life been wild and got me stuck on the grind. In due time, I shall apply what's on my mind. Line for line, I can kick it with the best of them. Do it for the fam and motherfuck the rest of them. I'm just playing, you know it's all love. We all want success, I hope you really find some. But until then, watch the people go dumb and play the bigger man, fee, 5, 4, fun. You can bust a move or you can twiddle your thumbs. I'm just preaching to the choir, I like liquor and drugs too. Life is all about how you handle your business. Stand firm, hold your ground, be a man about your business. Keep your motherfucking nose in your hands on my business. X-Man double up when they ask, damn, what is this? Have you ever had the feeling that it goes totally under your head? Under your head? Or there's a demon lurking in the shadows, hiding under your bed? Bitch, we done up in the night that causes you fright and grease you before you meet death. Contorting me from above, devouring beings, feasting till there is nothing left.
I brought this up on a previous episode. I think I brought it up on my favorite features because Bill has a verse on this song that's he fucking murders the track. It's so fucking dope. And I think like the song doesn't come up in like I picked this song because like I think all Fams and the Hooligan songs are underrated, but I picked this song because I feel like it's underrated even among Fams and the Hooligans fans. That's why I picked this song in particular. I think maybe it's because it has like dark tones to it. You know, Bill's kind of talking about suicide and some crazy shit, but
we know Luke loves his wicked shit.
Yeah. It's got a real haunting hook to it, and Bill's verse is so fucking like, it's a wild fucking song. I definitely recommend everybody check it out. The whole record, the 2 is so fucking fire. Bill's on it. I would recommend the whole record, but Ghosts is really fucking a little hidden gem on that record.
Talked about Dean coming out of Camp Zool too, with a lot of positive press. I think I've seen, other than Super Famous and Zool, I think it was probably Fams that I've seen get the most like positivity from their performance. They were real theatrical with it and shit. It was dope, man. So Dan Columbus Underground right here on YouTube, check that channel out. I think he's probably got a bunch of the performances from Camp Zool, so check that out, because those dudes went out there and fucking did it right. Like, if you're gonna show up at Camp Zool, you can't be wearing like a hoodie and some jeans and just come up and rap. It's not gonna get anybody's attention. And they came out and did it right, man. Cody did too. Cody came out in a fucking body bag. So the theatrics at Camp Zool was fucking raised to a different level.
Yeah. Last year, Fams were kind of a sleeper, and then everybody knew coming into Camp Zool too, like, this is somebody we gotta fucking see. Yeah, and they fucking packed that place. It was a wild show. Fams came out in a Pope suit. They gave out little communion things in the crowd, so everybody had little communion when Fams came out dressed as the Pope. It was pretty fucking dope.
Glad to hear them dudes got them a new van, because they got in an accident leaving Camp Zool to a fucking deer hit their van that they tore in, pretty much their lifeblood, and then they ended up, and they're booked on the gathering, so they needed a fucking new van for the gathering, and they ended up getting a new van. So shout out to everybody that helped out with that. That's dope.
I'm glad you brought up they're going to be at the gathering. You definitely want to see them live. They put on a killer fucking show. So if you're going to be at the gathering, I'll be there. It's going to be fire.
Don't miss that Super Famous set either on main stage. That's gonna fucking be badass. Speaking of badass, I'll move it up to my one spot. Criminally underrated song. I know that literally juggalos that watch this show haven't heard this song, because I picked it once on the rave show, and people were like, holy shit, I've never heard this song. Simple and Blunt.
Check it out. Another fucking sampler, I won't even front. I'll fucking tell you all about our shit, simple and blunt. And if you take the time to listen as I run this down, maybe you might even dig our shit and understand a wicked clown. We forever underground, cause up on the surface they've always said we talentless pieces of shit and worthless. Yet, as I'm writing this now, I glance over at the wall, and I don't know how, but we got 2 platinum albums and another 4 gold. And we never used MTV, we went up the back road and built a fan base that's so behind the clown that they'll tear your fucking city in half to show they down. But see, that's just it though, it ain't a fan base, it's a family drawn together like we from outer space. I mean, we call ourselves juggalos, I guess I'd explain that we relate, cause we've been through the same kinds of pain. I mean, ICP don't rap about the money we get, because half the juggalos so broke they stealing our shit. And they don't wanna hear about us pushing up bands when they taking fucking greyhounds just to get the gatherings. We likes it wicked, we keeps it wicked. We like cartoon serial slaughterers on a record. It's how we adjust to the pressures of life. Let our music do the killing for you, you'll be alright. And seriously, ain't you the least bit curious what's up with this underground world? We getting furious, just like this sampler that you're bumping right now. This might be your calling to our carnival grounds. Tell me this, motherfucker, truly, how you living? Ever get the urge, maybe do a little wig splitting? Never been the last kid picked for a team? Ever had motherfuckers come and shit on your dreams? Do you have ideas and something to say, only ain't nobody ever got their ears pointed your way? Ever been fucked with for like this and like that, and go home with crazy thoughts about cutting a neck? You might find an escape in this band the world hates, cause we been getting shit on, homie, we can relate. Ain't nobody here dating any Hollywood stars, attending VIP parties at high profile bars. But if we ain't your cup of tea, then just don't fuck with me. I respect the fuck out the fact that you stuck with me and listened on while I tried to explain ourselves, cause the hatchet's hustling for some record sales. We know that ICP is fucking hated and doubted, but our new album's the bomb and I wouldn't lie about it. We call it the Wraith and it's the 6th Joker's card, and the juggalo world's been waiting long young and hard, so we saving it all. We won't play you a leg. That's why they got me on here rapping about the shit. But for 10 years this album has been in our focus. Everything from dog beats on through to Dark Lotus, and it's finally dropping on November 5th. Unless the fucking record label fucks up the shit. Plan is that's the day that the best we can do will be put in the stores and delivered to you. Or you can download the shit free, most probably will. But the packaging and booklet it comes with is ill. So if you're looking for the best way of copping it free, my advice is hit a record store and pluck the CD. Get you the booklet and get you the disc, and leave all the case with the cover and shit. And then buy something cheap like a Britney Spears sticker, so they don't get suspicious when they see you at the register. One way or the other, I can promise you this: Juggalo or not, our fucking record's the shit. And I don't give a fuck what Rolling Stone ends up giving, cause that's just some fucking other idiot's opinion. If he knows what's so dope, he should make it himself, and quit fucking judging every fucking buddy else. Anyway, all we trying to say is that a bomb-ass LP is headed your way. A little something for the underdogs out there. We extending a dap to let you know that we here, and our carnival doors is always open to yours. And for everybody else, we stand up and applause for taking a little time to listen to me spit on this here free CD hatchet sampler shit. And for all the juggalos out there that been know the deal, we put together this here for you to feel. Come on.
It was the sampler song, came on the 6th Joker card sampler. So unless you have that, you don't fucking hear that song. It's not on any Forgotten Freshness. It's not on fucking any like nuclear edition of the Wraith era or anything like that. Like the only way you can find that fucking thing is and listen to it is go and buy one of those fucking samplers. And I think that's the most expensive sampler in psychopathic history. It's like $25-$35. Every other one you can buy for like 10. So it's a pretty hard song to get a hold of unless like, you know, you've got it. You knew that it existed. You went and downloaded it off YouTube or something. So I think Simple and Blunt's fucking dope, man. It's like, it's not really like an actual song. It's like Jay rapping about why you're not hearing anything from the 6 card, and he's also like telling you how to like steal it if you don't want to pay for it and shit. So it's not a song at all, but it's just Jay like talking about the upcoming fucking Joker card, and like you know they don't even care if you buy the shit, just steal it. And also on that same sampler is the Juggalo chant, which is another fucking epic thing. So that sampler right there, man, you're missing a piece of Juggalo history if you don't know about that. So if you don't know about that, get on it. Simple and Blunt be my number one.
He likes it wicked. He keeps it wicked.
We keeps it wicked.
That's
that Jay Arrow he was talking about with him just smoking weed, man. He was had all kinds of new sounds he was hearing.
My number one spot, going to 1996, Tunnel of Love X-rated version, or Forgotten Freshness 1 and 2, Mental Walk, Insane Clown Posse.
Asking me to join him in eternal sleep. I give him my soul, my body I can keep. Reaching just above me. I see my pillows there, but yet I have no head. My head is on the chair. I'm staring at my body. I look as if I'm weak, so give me back my soul, my body you can keep. Sitting on the lawn, it's just before dawn. I listen to the screaming, another life is gone. I'm playing with the children of the pit. My mother says they're evil. Daddy gives a shit. Their eyeballs are bloody. Their skin is ever pale. They're asking me to follow. I shall. They dress me as a clown. I'm screaming as a loon. We dance about the cemetery underneath the moon. Here I come, there I go. I'm a night walker. I'm staring at you sleeping through your window like a stalker. I'm tapping on the glass. I lick it with my tongue. I notice that the house is vacant. I'm staring at no one. I must have fell asleep. I woke up on the floor, underneath the carpet, underneath the boards. I'm gagged with a dead rat. I lay for many weeks. The rat comes back to life and is chewing through my cheeks. Mental work. My brain is gone. I'm insane. since I was a tot. By poisoning my bottle, I feed it to my friend. Cause if he dies my buddy, our friendship will never end.
Man, so dark. Jay got some like evil spirits talking to him and shit. My brain is gone, my mind is gone, my brain is gone. Fire, bro. That mental warp is my shit. My number one spot for sure, man. It's like Tunnel Love is a record where you get all kinds of fucking flavor. You got some sex songs in there, some wicked shit, some fun shit like Ninja, you know?
Ninja, fucking love that shit.
Yeah, so Mental Warp, my number one, man. Love that song. So dark. When they go evil and wicked, they're the best. Like 12 and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an underrated song. That motherfucker should be on Riddlebox right there, sitting beside 12 in the track list. It'd be perfect.
Killing Fields, 12, Olive Light. Yeah, that kind of. Oh.
Yeah. Like, the only cassette of Insane Clown Posse I've ever owned was Tunnel of Love Triple X because, like, I wanted to hear fucking Mental Warp. And the CD was fucking expensive. It was like $100 legit, like back in the 90s whenever I was in Detroit, and the cassette was only $19.99, so I bought that shit. The only cassette I've ever owned by ICP was because of Mental Warp.
Okay.
All right. My number one is from an artist we just got done talking about. The super famous Fun Time Guys off of Don't Hug Me From the Front. All right.
Yeah, shout out to these artists being shady and intimidated, playing nothing up, but they gon' talk like they ain't fucking famous. No shit, dumbass. It's called entertainment. Sorry that we're different and your pussy's been assimilated. Since the album we did today, you've been afraid and it shows. Why else would you downplay us, the fans and our bros? Because you're better? Whatever, I'm sure you are and that's fine. But it's kinda funny that you suck my fucking dick for a design. What's it like waking up as a permanent opener, knowing that you're stupid sad? It's the one never spoken. Dropped your merch half off, and you couldn't even give it out. Bitches loud, simmer down, looking like a fucking child. Your career's dead and gone in the cemetery. Blame it on your mom, cause your bitch is hereditary. It's a busy world, niggas sucker rich and scary. Child's play, I'm cracking a mandible, call it Tuesday.
I don't think that song gets brought up at all by anybody. And I mean, maybe with good reason. It's basically a diss song, but like, it's so like powerful. And like, when I heard that song, I knew right away, like they were talking about real people. And like, there's so much emotion that comes from that song that like, as soon as I heard it, I like fucking fell in love with that song. I just was like, when people really put in like real raw emotion into a song, you can always fucking tell. And that song, as soon as I heard it, I was like they poured their hearts into that fucking track. So yeah, my number one. All right.
Okay.
That's one of those songs that you want to be like a fly on the wall when the person that the song's written about hears it. Because you know they know exactly who they're talking about. The people that are being talked about know exactly that they're talking about them. You want to see the reaction to that because it's kind of like you said, it's kind of veiled. They don't come out and just, it's not fucking hit them up. They don't come out just straight up like Pot did, man. But you gotta kind of listen to it. You're like, man, these dudes are going in on somebody that did them wrong in the past. So yeah, it'd be dope to see whoever that song was written about listen to that song for the first time.
And Whip has some really fucking funny lines in that song. You know, how does it feel waking up as a permanent opener? And then at the end, he's got the, you know, I hope all their kids develop polio. So good. So good.
Oh yeah. Pretty good slept on songs. If anybody hasn't heard any of those, I highly recommend either downloading them on YouTube or hitting up Spotify and checking them out, man. So it's dope to put some shine on some of the more slept on songs in the underground. Before we get out of here, got 5 questions as always. So we'll get into 5 questions about most slept on songs. Question number 1. Most underrated rapper or rock musician?
Okay, man. Go with rapper, man. For me, dude out of Bronx, big in the mid-90s, I'm going 9.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 9 Lives, his debut. What You Want was a banger. You know, and then his second album, Cloud 9 from 1996. Fucking dope. Just that raw, before DMX, that raw, gritty voice.
Yep.
Bro. I hear this when I lived in the projects, Maple Gardens. Niggas bumped this in the Pathfinder. Classic, bro. That's 9 from the Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
And then for the band I got from New Orleans, they were big in like the early to mid 90s. Acid Bath. Motherfucking when the kite stream pops, a fucking John Wayne Gacy artwork on this motherfucker. That's his real painting he did in jail and shit. This
Yeah.
sludgy, doomy, heavy metal. Grimy shit. And then a second record from 96, Pagan Terrorism Tactics, Dr. Kevorkian fucking artwork on here. There's a song on here called Bleed Me an Ocean. It sounds like kind of grungy. It's fucking dope. Like it would fit in the same radio block as like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. Yeah. Dope. Acid Bath.
I'll check that shit out then.
Great.
Yeah, I ain't got one of each, but I can give you.
It took Luke 2 hours to figure out one. He ain't going 2.
It took me longer than it should have. I mean, I mentioned him in this episode, Cage. I think if you go back and you listen to Movies for the Blind, that record is fucking perfect in my eyes. Like 5 out of 5. It's a fucking perfect record. The other person that I'll say is he actually ran in the same circles as Cage back in the days. Copyright. I think his record was like the High Exalted one, something like that. Yeah, that's a really fucking dope record as well. I think they were both in the Weathermen. They both like. I followed all these guys back in the day, but they're both really fucking underrated. I think Cage, if like Dre would have found Cage back in the day and put Cage on, it would have been a totally different story. Like because he was coming up kind of at the same time as Eminem, so it was kind of like bad timing, you know what I mean, to be a white rapper and like, you know, coming up around when Eminem was coming up. So, but yeah, I definitely recommend checking out Movies for the Blind. It's a fucking immaculate record.
Copyright's punchlines are crazy.
Yeah, he's got like a battle rapper style, kind of like fucking energetic. Like it's dope.
I don't want to be mainstream. I want to piss in it.
Yes.
And he goes, I came in a club with no body like Orko. That shit is hot. Orko from He-Man, nigga got no body. That shit. Fire punches, bro.
Yeah, Copyright's definitely underground, like, because he kind of stopped making music for a very long fucking time. Like, he just was doing, like, mixtapes and, like, weird underground stuff, so he's dope as fuck.
I think for me, I'm going to go Con Artist from D12, because whenever, like, anybody talks about D12, it's Eminem, Proof, or Bizarre. Like, and like Con Artists kind of get lost in the fucking shuffle, but his verses always stood out to me, especially the one that opens up Fight Music. I come to every club with intention to do harm, with a prosthetic arm and smelling like Boone's Farm, hiding under tables as soon as I hear alarms. Like Paranoid Thief, it'll steal from his own mom. Like he could go right with Eminem, man. He was the one that I thought stayed the best with Eminem. Like he was always my favorite verse in the song other than Eminem. If it wasn't him, it was Con. So I'll go Con Artist. Is underrated because, like I said, most people when they think of D12 can't even name anybody other than Eminem, Proof, or Bizarre. So I think he got slept on.
I think they're all nasty, except for Bizarre.
Except Bizarre.
Kanaga was like, "What the fuck you yelling about? I'll reach in your mouth and pull your fucking skeleton out." That's just fire, bro. Yeah.
Question number 2, most slept on mainstream song.
Man, for rap, I got Smooth the Hustler, Broken Language, 1996. It's him and his brother, Trig the Gambler, and they're just rapping at this dope ass fucking like rhyme pattern. You gotta hear it. They go back and forth, just killing shit. It's dope as fuck. And when niggas do that kind of style, they call it the Broken Language flow. So if you're a real hip hop head, listen to Broken Language by Smooth the Hustler, featuring his little brother, Trigger the Gambler. Shit is fire, bro. And then for rock music, I got Babes in Toyland, all female group. This is 1992. The Fontanelle record's fire, but the song is Bruce Violet. Dope, grimy shit, like some grunge / punk. Shout out to Resin. He put me onto these dudes, these dudes. Like fucking 2 years ago, maybe. But yeah. Babes in Toyland, Bruce Violet is the song.
I always remember, like, there's tons of stories of them and like the grunge scene, like you're talking about in that era. Like they were like them and Babes and they were going like head to head against like all the dudes straight up. So it's always dope whenever the females could do that.
Fuck yeah.
So I got a metal song for you guys to check out. It's from our homie Slasher Dave and his band Acid Witch, called "I Hate Halloween." On the record, Evil Sound Screamers. It's super fucking dope. If you Acid Witch, I could have put Acid Witch as like underrated rock like metal group because they're fucking dope as fuck. Is like it's metal from like the perspective of a witch. I don't know. It's really fucking. It's really weird to describe it, but I would definitely recommend going and checking out that track. It's fucking dope.
For me, I can't believe Mike picked 9. That was mine. This is my answer. What You Want, 9. I always loved that song, man. And I would tell people whenever DMX was popping, I was like, there was a dude that sounded like DMX before DMX named 9, and nobody, until I met Mike, nobody knew what the fuck What You Want even was. Like, Mike was the first one that ever knew what the fuck I was talking about with that shit. So much so that when 9 came out, like when Tech 9 like started popping, like people, my friends that always heard me talk about 9 thought that Tech 9 was 9. So like he was so fucking underground that even like my homies didn't know the fuck I was even talking about. So that's dope that Mike picked him on the most underrated rapper, because most underrated song for me is What You Want Now. And that beat, the doom 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 doom, that shit. Yeah, and he's got that raspy ass voice, man. I love that shit. So yeah, What You Want Now is definitely my most slept on song. If you ain't heard that shit, go peep it. It's fucking dope. I remember whenever Roan was doing Wicked Shit Wednesdays, I had him play it on one of those, and he's like, I've never heard this shit. This shit is fucking fire. So if you're sleeping on that shit, go peep it out for sure. What You Want by 9.
Simple like Roddy Piper.
Yeah, simple like Roddy Piper. He got that rasp, man. Question number 3. Most slept on video game.
I got from 1994, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, Super Nintendo. Amazing. The Gambit, Wolverine, Psylocke, Cyclops, and Beast. Capcom did it. So the graphics are incredible. Love that game.
So it's different. It's different than the Genesis one then.
Yeah.
That's the one I've played from that era.
Yeah.
They came out with a couple different like X-Men. Like there was like X-Men and Spider-Man take on Arcade or something.
Arcade, I got that shit.
Yeah, that one. That was the one I remember a lot. And then there was that one. There were a couple different Marvel games that came out at that time.
Yeah. Oh, good shit.
I always had Sega. I never had Super Nintendo. I think my cousin had one called like Maximum Carnage. There was a Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
So too, they had the red cartridge.
Yep. That's why I remember it.
I got that physically, though.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hell yeah.
So I actually have a couple. The first one I have is Super Baseball 1000, which is like probably super obscure. Nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. But it was like one of those old school baseball games. But like you could have like you could name each team. It wasn't like real MLB teams. It was like arcadey, you know. And you could like name like your team, like whoever you wanted. So like if I bought that game used, somebody had put like all like Poe, Lovecraft, like they put in all these like cool little names and shit. And then you could equip each player with like a superpower. So like when they hit the baseball, it turns into a bomb, so they can't fly out. Or when they hit the ball, it like swerves. Like it was just a really fun like arcadey simulation baseball game. Then I have The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, which was like a really Mike knows.
I downloaded that, stopped playing it because you put me onto it.
Oh yeah. It's hard to describe. It's like a RPG, like Legend of Zelda style, just like old school Super Nintendo RPG. A lot of fun. And then the last one is Beat 'em Up, which I think actually got recently re-released on Switch, called The Peacekeepers, and it's just like a beat 'em up, final fight, Streets of Rage style beat 'em up, but like it had like branching storylines. So like if you like took this certain path, you could get an extra character, but if you took the other path, you get a different character. But it's just like a basic beat 'em up. But it was a lot of fun. That was another. I love Super Nintendo is probably my all-time favorite console. So
same, easily.
Those were all Super Nintendo games.
What was the baseball game called?
Super Baseball 1000.
Huh. I'll just look see if I can find that. Sounds dope. I never heard of it.
Yeah. Like I said, it was total simulation, so it didn't have anything to do with the MLB. It was just arcade style,
Yeah. For me, I'm going to go with a Sega Genesis game, General Chaos. It was one of the ones that was released like right around whenever like the next generation of systems was coming out, so like a lot of people didn't get to play it, but like the graphics are great because it's so like late in the run of Sega games. I think it's 6 guys on each side, and it's like animated war. Like one dude has like a fucking flamethrower, and he runs around with a flamethrower, and if you hit the opponent, he catches on fire and burns, and then he turns into a skull and drops down into a little pile of ash. Like, it's crazy for a fucking Sega game. And like literally hardly anybody I ever mentioned this game to knows what I'm talking about, because like I said, it was so late in the run. It's way better if you got 2 players, because with 1 player you got to control all the guys and like move them with arrows and shit. But with 2 players, you just get to control one person and click back and forth like the B button or whatever, and you just get to use the D-pad to control it. So I definitely recommend getting 2 people to play it. But if you can find somebody else to play with you, man, definitely jump on some General Chaos. That shit's fucking dope.
I want to add this one. You brought up General Chaos. I want to add this one too. Mutant League Football and Mutant League Hockey. These games are fucking fire. Like,
oh yeah,
they're probably not underrated, but since we're talking about video games, fuck it. These games are so much fun, bro. Like, you play, like, they have different teams, like just monsters, and you like literally like kill each other. It's so much fucking fun, bro. If you can find like an old copy, I think these are a little bit cheaper than the hockey game, but so much fucking fun, bro.
That reminds me of Cyborg Justice, which it was one of the earliest fucking Sega games. Like, it was robots, and it was kind of like a Double Dragon, like you're talking about, just a side scroller where you walk around and fight people. But whenever you defeated a robot, if you wanted a piece, if he had like a cool gun made on his arm, you could take his arm and put it on your fucking robot's arm. So that shit was dope. All those like Mutant League and robot shit back in the 90s, man, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
Moving on to question number 4: most slept on TV show or movie?
All right, TV show, I got Atlanta. Done by Childish Gambino. He manages his cousin, who's a rapper called Paperboy, and they just go around just trying to get famous. It's fucking hilarious. It's sometimes serious at times. It's great. It's on Hulu if you want. I love that show. And then I got Falling Down from 1993 with Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Bro. Quotables for days.
Yeah.
That Nazi in the fucking shop is hilarious, bro. I don't fuck with racists, but that nigga's funny as hell. And this the shit he says in there, Michael Douglas's character. He's just going through a bad day. The Mexicans kick him out of the turf, and he changes the price at that little convenience store shit. He gets mad because he can't get fucking breakfast when they're serving dinner.
Yeah, he goes to McDonald's. Yeah, it's called like Mac. It's like a McDonald's knockoff.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It's so good. I know you know that, Luke. Fantastic movie.
Yeah, such a good movie.
Goes to the fucking golf course with the fucking bazooka and shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Niggas like, and now you're gonna die wearing that stupid little hat. Oh, it's classic, bro. Yeah. I always talk about that with my home. Me and Still City talk about that shit the last time we spoke. Classic, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have a TV show, but I guess a movie. I watch a lot of fucking movies, but a movie I'll go with that I think is really fucking good is Stir of Echoes, starring Kevin Bacon. Really, really fucking good. It's kind of like a mystery, supernatural movie where he can like kind of like communicate with the dead and shit. It's really, really fucking good. And I think it doesn't get as much love. So I'll say that. Stir of Echoes.
Well, check that out.
I don't really watch TV shows or movies, so mine's a documentary. It's called Lemmy, made by Dave Grohl was a part of the production team. But one of the best music documentaries I've ever seen, man. Like, I think it's 2.5 hours, and it's not like clips of Lemmy back in the day or whatever. It's like Lemmy talking to the cab, like it's Lemmy telling his own story with his own words and shit. So if you're a fan of Motorhead, or even if you're not a fan of Motorhead, like if you watch this shit, you'll be a fan of Lemmy just because he's like the most rock and roll motherfucker ever. He never changed. He like still lived in an apartment within walking distance of the Rainbow, so he could go to his fucking favorite bar anytime he wanted to. He'd be sitting in his fucking living room playing fucking video games and shit, smoking squares, fucking drinking Jack Daniels in the fucking documentary, man. I seen that and I was like, this dude is the rock god. There is no dude that ever been more rock and roll than this motherfucker. And the fact that he never changed, he never like went soft or anything. Like a lot of people when they find out they're gonna die or whatever, like they get real religious. Fucking Lemmy stayed the fucking same and just went and did his. He just kept being Lemmy, man. He said he done fucked up way too long to try to change now. So Lemmy, man, he's the god of rock and roll. And watching that documentary just knocked it home for me. So I'll say Lemmy as my most underrated movie.
I remembered a TV show to talk about. It's called Dead Like Me. It came out in 2003. It was canceled way too soon. It's a show about this girl. She's like gets hit by a toilet seat that flies from outer space, and she dies. And then she becomes like a reaper, and she like talks with these other reapers. It's a really fucking funny show. I saw it like years ago when it was on Netflix, but it got canceled too soon. So then they did like a movie with the movie's not as good, but I think it's only like 1 season or 2 seasons, so it's worth checking out. Dead Like Me.
I guess if I had to pick a TV show, since it got canceled way too fucking quick, Salute Your Shorts back in the day was one of my fucking favorite Nickelodeon shows, and it didn't have but like 2 fucking seasons, and like everybody I knew loved that fucking show. So
I guess it didn't, as a kid, it didn't feel like it got canceled too soon. You know what I mean? Because you're just
they replayed it over and over and over for fucking 10 years.
Yeah,
but it was always the same episodes because the shit got canceled.
Yeah.
Moving on to question number 5 and finish it out with this one. Most slept on professional wrestler of all time.
I'm not gonna say one of his gimmicks. I'll just say his real name, Sean Waltman, X-Pac, 6.
That's a good one.
Kid. Always liked him, except when he was with like Albert and Just Incredible trash.
X Factor.
Yeah, X Factor was terrible. But like that 93 to like 2000, I love him. Love X-Pac, man. 1 to 3 Kids, 6, dope.
Still wrestling today. It still wrestles really fucking well. Like every time I see these dudes that have been wrestling for that long, I'm like, how the fuck do they still do that shit? I wrestled for 11 years, and at times, like when it's cold outside, I can barely fucking move. This motherfucker still looks like he's fucking in 1994.
I mentioned somebody that I think everybody here knows, Vampiro. I've always been a huge fan of Vampiro. I don't think he ever really got his due, you know, and really in any
not in America,
yeah,
for sure.
Not really in any of the organizations that he was in. But yeah, in Mexico, he got really big. A French Canadian that went to Mexico, became a luchador. Like, wild story. I can't wait to see him at the gathering. That's going to be a pretty dope seminar. But Vampiro has always been one of my favorites. Then when he teamed up with ICP, and then later on when he like mentored my favorite current wrestler, Pentagon Jr., and they had a crazy ass match. Like, he's had a pretty wild career.
For me, I'm going to Long Island. Matt Cardona, man. He's the most underrated wrestler I've ever seen. That motherfucker has got himself over 3 or 4 different times, 2 times in the WWF, and one time he literally they had The Rock in the ring cutting a promo, and the fans are chanting, "We want Ryder. We want Ryder," to the so loud that The Rock has to stop his fucking promo and give like Zack Ryder a shout out. And like, I don't know why they got mad or about it or whatever, but they squashed him as soon as that happened. They made him have like a broken neck, and Kane like rode him off of the fucking Titantron in a wheelchair. So like they just buried him after he was like getting literally "We Want Ryder" chants at The Rock, who was a movie star at the time, the biggest name in wrestling, and they fucking put the brakes on that. You don't see him for like 3 years. He comes back with like the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, and he's just such a genuine wrestling fan that wrestling fans listening to his podcast are like, this dude's like me, man. He like literally loves wrestling, so he gets a fan base from that, and they win the tag titles, him and Hawkins, and then shortly after that get fired. They never do nothing with that, so he hits the indies, and he's fucking like one of the biggest dudes on the indies in the past 2 years, man. The King of the Death Match, that shit he was doing with GCW, that was some of the more entertaining fucking wrestling I've seen in a while. Whenever he snuck out as Dean Ambrose, like you could tell how much he knows wrestling because he walked like Ambrose. Any other wrestler, like you tell them to go out there and do that, they're just running up fucking. But like I said, man, Cardona's such a wrestling fan since the day he was born that he knew exactly how he knew to fucking creep up on him and shit and get that pop from the crowd and make them think it was Moxley, and then pull his fucking mask off and it's Zack Ryder, like the most WWE dude ever. He like never wrestled on the indies, grew up in WWF. So for him to pull that mask off and to do that, man, it just shows you how brilliant he is with wrestling. And it just sucks that Vince, for some reason, has like some kind of fucking beef with him and never allowed him to fucking get as big as he should. I think that dude's worked his ass off. So I think it's really dope that he won like 7 belts this past summer. It was like the summer of Cardona. Motherfucker had a belt on every shoulder around his waist. So Matt Cardona, most underrated wrestler for me.
Yeah, that moment was really crazy, where because he did the Moxley like this. That was one of the most wild moments I'd seen in wrestling in a long time when that happened.
And then he had that match with Nick Gage, and bled everywhere. Like I said, that dude literally grew up in the WWF system. He was in the Indies for like 6 months and then went to WWF, and everybody thinks he's just this soft WWF guy, and he goes out and has this fucking crazy match where he starts out in white gear, and by like 20 minutes into the match, it's red gear everywhere. Like, it's just blood everywhere. Dude works his ass off, man. So I hope he ends up in AEW or WWE one more time and gets that run he deserves, because he deserves it for sure. Pretty dope time shining some light on some shit I thought got slept on. Remind you once again, check out Luke the Goon's big announcement over on Luke the Goon's channel, lukethegoon.com. Speak of Clout every Saturday. Until next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I remind you, I'm the Jokerz Gallery. This is 5 Piece, and we out.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Every day I die. Back to the start, another try. I got the time, so why shouldn't I? Every day I die. Back to the start, another try. I got the time, so why shouldn't I? I've got too much time on my hands. Got too much time on my hands.